Welcome, jewelers. Welcome all. We are live here coming at you with draft day in the world, all across the world, all across the nation, I should say. People
Yes,
are
sir.
drafting their NFL teams, baby. It is go time. And today we got some big money. We got some big money leagues going, and we got some big money players in the house. We got THEAT and we got 3Wolves. T, how you doing today, brother?
Man, I'm doing great. I'm excited to do this stream. Me and 3Wolves have been doing a couple of these. It's the FFPC. I always mess that up, but that is right. FFPC Fantasy Pros Championship, where there's $1 million winner at the end. So we've been firing off a couple teams already. This is going to be our third draft that we do, and we have the first pick coming up. So I'm very excited to get into this thing. Draft starts in 3 minutes.
3 minutes, 3 Wolves. Let's get the feels. How you doing, brother? Nice to see you. First time on the
Doing
show.
good,
And,
doing good.
Good to hear from you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I took a season off from fantasy, but I've been at this for a while. I think FFPC is one of my favorite formats just due to the sheer amount of money that you can win, and it's fun and it's season long, so anything can happen, and the field is as level as you can make it. So it's kind of exciting to be into the football season again.
Most definitely, most definitely. This is one of the most intriguing leagues I've ever seen, honestly. I'm going to let you guys, for the most part, take over and kind of show me the ropes. From what I've seen from T on a few shows we've done together regarding football, the man is a mastermind, and if he's recruited and joined forces with you in any sort of terms, I know this duo is ready to win. So I'm going to sit back, got my notepad out, boys, and I'm going to let you guys kick it off here with the first pick. Is that what I heard?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. First pick.
Pick.
So
2 minutes to go. We got the draft board live, people, just so you know.
right.
And it's going to be a fun night.
So a little background. And thanks, Meg. I appreciate you getting this all set up and kicking things off. And feel free to jump in really at any time, because we're going to have obviously big gaps between our picks since we got the first. But yeah, a little background about the format. Like I said, the top prize is $1 million here. It's a huge tournament, lots of drafts that have been going on the past month and will still be happening for the next week or so. And there's some intricacies with this, just to kind of give a little bit of background on the format. It's a full PPR league. But one of the most unique things is there's a tight end premium where they actually get 1.5 points for receptions. So tight ends are very valuable in the setup. We'll see how that plays out come draft time, because people will obviously reach there. And then there's other kind of weird things, like you can't do any trades. There's waiver wires and stuff, but because of collusion and trying to limit that, they don't allow any trades. So it is a 20-round draft, which is also pretty long, but partially because you can't trade. So the draft is very important, as well as waivers. As Drew was already mentioned, it's a season-long format. Through anything that I failed to mention about the uniqueness of the setup and league?
Yeah, so with it being 20 rounds, it pretty much everyone is different. When you have like 15 or so rounds, pretty much the same guys get picked throughout. But with 20, some of your value can come at the end if you've done a little bit of research or if you have a strategy for the end. One thing is you have to take a kicker and a defense, and if you don't, they will discard your last two picks and pick them for you. So that's another unique thing.
All right, we have 60 seconds and we are officially on the clock. It just buzzed off. We know who we're taking. Do we want to fire this off? Get it started?
Go ahead and
let's do it. We're taking Christian McCaffrey. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
pick.
this we're drafting from the 1 spot, which is interesting because one of our last ones was from the 12 spot, which is like a completely different look, right? So
yep. Oh, interesting. Brees Hall going number 2 in this. Hey, what's up, Vive? Good to see you joined in, man. This is FFPC Fantasy Pros Championship League. It's a big league where it's 12-team leagues, but it's comprised of a lot of leagues that funnel together. Top winner overall for the entirety wins $1 million. So big money league going on here. Yep.
Yeah, we got 3 running backs right off the board.
Wow. Yeah. And CeeDee Lamb, the person sitting at 4 that just got CeeDee Lamb, is probably really, really pumped about it. So let's see. We got a long way to go, like I said. So, but we do have to make sure we're not dropping the ball here.
Yeah, let's put in some potential guys, I guess, that we're looking at here.
Yeah, if you want to start pulling up the queue, let me pull up my draft board. Perfect. Yeah, Beav, thanks for the solid vibes here. You can also, maybe get some insight on what I'm going to draft for the Jewelers Fantasy League that we're doing together. So here's your free preview for my draft thoughts. And I see we got 7 people watching. No, not too many active in the chat. So I'm wondering if anyone's trying to, stream snipe us right now. So we got to play it close to the vest. This is also a kind of a big draft where a lot of the people in this specific draft are other YouTube personalities and streamers as well. So it's kind of interesting because when you join this format, you can see the others' profile and how well they've done in the past, or if they're newbies. And we are in one league that's like all newbies, but this one is the total opposite. It's a lot of sharks, so it's kind of fun to throw yourself in there with the sharks, right? And who knows, man? Maybe we just outsmart them all. All right, let me see what you're working with. I like this so far.
Oh, there's a real wide receiver run there. It's going pretty much with ADP. So
right. Right. Oh man. The run continues. Nothing surprising so far, really, looking at the draft board. I mean, the 3 running backs were right off the board to start is a bit surprising, I guess, but the top 10, I would say that's who I'd expect to see gone by 10. So now's when you kind of get to some tougher choices for these guys.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what's left. I guess the real question is, like, where's the tight end going to go, right? So
Yeah.
It being tight end heavy, you see a lot of like 11, 12 grabbing Kelsey or Laporta.
Right. Yeah. This is maybe prime time zone where somebody might reach for a tight end. You're 100% right. We just got to sit here and read and react a little bit. But the nice thing with McCaffrey, man, is we're so locked in at that RB1 spot. He's, so far and ahead, the points leader. He's in his own tier when it comes to running backs. So if you're able to draft first, don't overthink it. Just take McCaffrey. Hey, what's up, SI? Good to have you here as well.
So it looks like 11 might be auto drafting.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's a curveball. Can we see? Hang on a second. I wonder if we can see who the owner is of that. Yes. The Flintstones.
Marvin Harrison. Okay. Oh, yeah. He's timed out. He's auto drafting.
Wow. And he got 2
full
running backs
strategy, Cotton. We'll see if it pays off for him.
Right. Oh, my God. And we just got our first tight end, and it's not Kelsey or Laporta.
Yeah, we see McBride go.
That's a surprise as well.
Well, part of these big money drafts is differential. You want to have a strategy that other people don't have. So there's probably a lot of Justin Jefferson, Laporta, or Justin Jefferson, Kelsey teams, and not so many McBride. And so if McBride ends up beating out those 2, he's in a unique position.
True. Yeah, it is kind of unique with the format being, such a large tournament, because it's not just one 12-team league. It's thousands, I want to say. So
so you got to win your league and then you go on.
But do you guys value consistency, or do you guys value year over year consistency, or are you guys reaching for those potential value picks, if you will?
I think it depends kind of on the situation and what your team is around you. But I would say more often than not, I would lean towards upside swings in this format, just because, we're trying to win big money, and you don't win big money with floor guys. You win them with the ceiling guys. So When debating between two guys, I feel like we normally lean towards the guy that has maybe more potential, more upside. But I don't know, 3Wolves, you got any thoughts on that question?
Well, I like swinging for the fences with a couple of guys, right? Like,
Yeah,
but also having a little bit of
right. You can't do it every time.
floor in there. But like the floor guys that I like are guys that are floor with a ceiling. Like they might not have the highest ceiling, but
Like Christian
they
McCaffrey.
yeah. He's like a league of his own. Like it's actually like the 1 and the 12 spots are some of the hardest spots to draft from in this format.
Right. Yeah, the one spot's always kind of difficult because you have that huge gap coming back around. So you really have to nail that first pick. So I mean, ideally Christian McCaffrey's that guy. If he gets dinged up and injured, I mean, it's really tough to compete from the one spot if you lose your first guy. And then because there's you're getting the 24th person when it comes back around to you. So there's a lot of talented guys that are going to be gone by the time it gets to us in 6 picks. So. Oh, and hey, Tim said, good to see you in the chat. And yeah, honk away, even if you know nothing about fantasy football. Thanks for joining.
Take a look at our top 6 that we have right now in the queue. Does that jive with you? Because I'm really hoping the 1 is there.
Number 1 is who I definitely want first.
Yeah, but I don't know about this 2 spot. Like I could take 4 or 6 over that.
I would slide. Oh well. Okay, never mind. I would slide him down like that.
You would slide 2 down.
Well, I just
yeah. There goes Henry. Henry was in our list, so
right.
How
it is now is how I would rank the top 4, and honestly, I would probably have it more like, oh dang it, now I got messed up. I guess messed up when we're both making changes to Q, I think.
No, that like, there goes Kelsey.
There's Kelsey.
What do you think of it? You don't like number 3 though? I guess because of our number 1 choice, right?
Number 3, how it is right now.
Yeah, I would move 3 up because of the maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I want to add one more name to this list in here that
Cool.
I would do that.
Yeah, so one of the things with this format too is people sometimes tend to be very like they tend to be dogmatic about their lineups, right? So you'll have guys who are almost always like punt running back, right? They're the 0 RB bros, and then you have like the super RB bros and stuff like that. So
yeah.
Well, things are coming down the line here pretty nicely. It looks like our pick might be there, right?
Right.
Like I have him wide and away above all those other guys right about now.
Yeah, the number 1, absolutely. That's who I'm hoping for. And then if we are able to get him, I would want to skip 2 and get either, honestly, probably 3.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
So
yeah, I would pick up 4 then, right? Maybe for the ceiling.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, we're up next. Okay.
We're up next. All right. Hey, this is good for us.
So as you see, there's a lot of tight ends that went early here.
Hey, we're there. All right, let's get our guy.
There's another tight end right there.
Grab him.
On the clock, baby.
Well, okay, so we're gonna grab, but let's wait a second because
okay.
Well,
let's talk about the. So we're taking Cup here.
Right.
Like that's our dude.
Cooper Kupp.
But like now where the discussion is who do we take next, right?
Right. And I feel like we should go with one of these running backs.
I like Achane.
You want to do it? Let's do that.
I think so for the ceiling, right?
Yep. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's fire off those picks. So we're going to go Cooper Kupp here, and then it's going to come right back to us, and we're going to go with Devon Achane for just his home run hitter ability. And that's kind of where we're going, shooting for the moon right there, hoping that he can just rack up touchdowns, rack up big plays, and score a lot of points.
Shoot for the moon, so if we miss, we land amongst the stars, brother.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
So yeah, with some of that news with Cup, like I was high on, I thought Cup was going to bounce back over Nakua before Nakua got injured even. So like, I'm really high on him this season. If he comes back and has a healthy season, he could be, top wide receiver of the whole league, and we get him at the end of the second round. So
Right.
that's your ceiling guy, right? Like we were talking about, and he definitely has a floor too, as long as he's on the field. So
I mean, even whenever him and Puka shared the field last year, there's plenty of times where Cup was looking like the number one guy, and they can both coexist. I think plenty. So, and then interestingly enough, the pick right after us went Kyron Williams, the running back for the Rams. He was the other running back that I would have considered taking there over A-Chain, but I mean, he was great last year, but he's maybe less of the home run swing, like we mentioned. A-Chain's kind of, like I said, shooting for the moon, hopefully land on the stars or anywhere in between.
well, and one of the things we've discussed is the coaching situation in Miami. Like the Bears are my favorite team, but as far as coaches go, like it's hard not to love the Dolphins coach.
Right.
And like he's not a systems guy, right? Like he's his own dude. And like he'll go out there and still be scoring touchdowns when most people are garbage timing it. So like it's hard not to love someone like that. So that I think that just makes a chance.
Right. I mean, he has the most creative offense. Well, I mean, I guess maybe you can make some arguments, but I would say the most creative offense in the league. Every year underneath them, the offense has gotten better as well. And you know, you can see it in the preseason too. They were kind of one of the innovators of running that kind of speed motion last year, and this year in the preseason they've already kind of made some adaptations to that to try to counter some things the defenses were doing to stop that, because you know it's always a cat and mouse game between NFL offenses and defenses. It's not like they're playing a bunch of scrubs on the other side. But you know the Dolphins have all that speed, and they use it vertically and also horizontally to stretch and threaten the defense. And actually, one interesting thing about the Dolphins too is they only have, going into the season, they only have 4 wide receivers that they kept on the 53-man roster. So today was cut day for all the teams. They had to get down to 53 players, and the Dolphins right now, I mean, they can still make moves, but right now they only have 4 wide receivers. And part of that is because A-Chain's been lining up in the slot a lot. So we like that. We like that a lot.
I like that a lot. Yeah, so some interesting moves here.
Right, talk about them.
Yeah, we're down to only a couple of the what's considered elite tier tight ends. It was interesting to see where some of these guys went. You know, you got 5 tight ends in the second round, and again, that's part of the whole 1.5 PPR tight end premium format that we got here.
And then you have right here, I mean, you have Ingram going to the team that drafted Kincaid. So that's like you were saying earlier, that's a way to differentiate yourself. And you know, we have a couple teams that are like that where we went very tight end heavy. So we see the appeal, but obviously right now the way the draft's breaking for us, there might not be many tight end options that are looking that appealing then by the time it makes it back around.
Yeah, and you know, I think Andrews is in the most unique spot for this. Like the number 2 team looks pretty similar to ours, but they've got Andrews instead of Cup. So
right.
Yeah. Are there any teams, I guess we're not through the round 3, but are there any teams you're looking at that you like right now specifically?
I don't like the team that's auto-picked at 11. And I don't honestly like this number 8 who's on the clock right now.
He might be one of those what is it, the zero RB bros.
Right. I do kind of like number 9. Wilson has a lot of good upside there, and Laporta, you know, he got him at a decent value for this format. And honestly, it's team number 7, even though they don't have a tight end right now. I like Henry, and then St. Brown and Waddle are a great start at wide receiver. That's a pretty good team right now.
I'm interested, I guess, most to see what 10 takes, because 10's the one who did the off cycle tight end pick, right? So like, oh yeah, and just also we need to watch our week 6 bye, because our 2 and 3 pick are both
week 6.
Yeah. So like if you look at the draft board,
as
you're following us, the lower left hand corner gives you the bye week.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it tells you like we got wide receiver 11, running back 9, and it tells you what pick they were as well. There goes Debo. He was on our list for sure, but I mean, there's no way he's making it
He
back.
wasn't going to make it back, no doubt.
Yeah, so that was like I think our number 2 pick, maybe, like when he was up there.
Right, he was definitely in that discussion, but we weren't considering him over Cup.
Yeah, and no way. But like, and also with H-Hand there, sometimes he doesn't follow the third, and Debo also with us already having McCaffrey. I'm not sure if that's a stack I would want.
And that's kind of the same thing I was thinking. We didn't really talk about this, but Kyron Williams and Cup would have been stacking 2 Rams, and I don't know how excited I would have been about that necessarily either. So another good reason that we went H-Hand that maybe we didn't fully intend on.
Yeah, I'm loving this number 10 team. So like as far as like the teams how they've shaped out right now, I think 10's my favorite because they got Justin Jefferson, Trey McBride, Malik Neighbors. That's a good start. That's hard to beat. I mean, and those first 2 dudes weren't available to us, right? So, but you know, Cup for me, I would argue is like my next best favorite receiver after that Jefferson fall off. Like I like him more than Puka, Drake, or Marvin Harrison. So, and like he still continues to auto draft. So like we know who he's getting.
And he's
yeah. Was he up next in queue or is it?
I don't think so, man. I think that he has like rankings or something because that would be a reach for him by ADP standards. I guess he'll see because right now the top person in the overall is Josh Jacobs. So
no, if you have all, it's Evans.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. I'm on just running backs. My apologies. You're right. Evans.
Right.
Oh, what's up, Sergeant Filthy McNasty? Of course, you're here just for the tight ends. You came to the right place, man. This is the tight end premium draft.
So, do we think that some of these guys are making it? Do we think Pitts is going to make it back, or Kittle's going to make it back? For instance, that's going to be interesting, right? The 36. Where are we? We're pick 40. What?
Yeah, our next pick is going to be pick 48.
Yeah, so like looking around that area, let's start looking at some guys that we like. Yeah, go ahead and start. Let's start putting some dudes in the queue.
Well, he didn't go Josh Jacobs, so it must be.
Yeah, and for the chat, we're live, so the reason that we're not saying who we're putting in the queue is because people like to stream snipe, right? So with this being a high dollar tournament and such, we don't want people to know who we're going to take because they'll snipe us if they don't think it's coming back to them. So, yeah.
Okay, let's see. So we're set at.
I'm just moving some of them around. I like that a little bit more.
Yeah, I wasn't necessarily doing it in order yet. So do your thing over there.
Yeah. Just put some dudes in there that you like. I do not like the guy. So yeah, we'll look at some. It's kind of we're kind of in a little bit of a dead zone here, right?
Right. Yeah, I'm hoping for number 1 right there for sure. That's my.
Yeah. If it falls, right? If it falls, that's what we're doing.
Right.
I don't see some of these. Hold on. Where did they already? Oh, it already got picked. Okay.
Yeah, there's been some. I mean, people are going to get their guys in this format. It's not necessarily going based on where some of the ADP had been for other leagues in this format.
So here come. Wait, let's see. What they number 10 took their first running back with Josh Jacobs.
Right.
Not sure. Like for me, there's a pretty big fall off between H-Hand and Jacobs. I know a lot of people don't have as big of a fall off, but for me, that's kind of the end of the tier. It's Henry, H-Hand, Pacheco. So like us taking him there meant that we got that tier. So like the other tier, I think runs a little longer for me.
Right. You know, I'm obviously it doesn't matter here because he's already been drafted and we don't have him in any other leagues. But I was kind of warming up to Josh Jacobs a little bit just because Packers offense should be pretty solid, and at this point he has no other competition because Marshawn Lloyd's starting on IR and they've cut AJ, what's his name, Dillon today. So, I mean, I looked at who his backup was, and I had no idea who that person was.
Oh, there goes
There goes Patty. Patty
Patty
Mahomes,
Mahomes
first quarterback off the board.
off the
Damn,
board.
how late was this? We're in round 4 here.
4. Yeah, so this is
Okay.
going to be pick. I think that's pick 44 overall, I think.
Okay, here comes the potential 0 RB bro. What's he gonna do here? Is he gonna
Right.
take hits? Is he gonna go for the purple monster there with the 3 tight ends?
And how many flex is this setup again?
It's a 2 flex,
Okay.
but it's two wide receivers because a lot of formats have 3. So it's 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 tight end, and 2 flexes. And it's not a super flex, so the flex can be a tight end, wide receiver, or running back. The 2 flexes. And that's part of the strategy that some people have too, is to win the flex, right? So like some of these people who are taking 3 wide receivers in a row, oh, well, I guess there's no true 0 RB build for
Nope.
this one here. Everybody has at least one running back through round 4, which you don't see often in the FFPC. You actually don't see that.
Right.
So my top 3 guys that I have there, I think let's take a look because we're coming up here, right?
I would
I
love
think those are my 3.
All right, we got one pick away. Kyle Pitts just went, so
Kyle Pitts, yeah.
We're gonna get one.
Do you have those 3 too, or are you different than me?
I have 1 and 2 for sure, and I'm pretty sure I have 3. There
Well,
goes
shit, there goes. All right, do you want to go 1 and 2, or is there a reason not to go 2? We're taking 1, but
is there
a reason not to go 2? Because I'm looking at that list, right, and I like him better than the wide receiver above him.
No, I'm with you. I don't.
You with me?
Yeah, I'm looking at the wide receiver list, and that's who I think too. So let's go ahead and fire them off.
Let's go.
So here's number 1, Josh Allen. We got the top quarterback, and we got some upside here with our second wide receiver, Zay Flowers.
I like that. I like that turnaround.
Yeah, so if we're tracking here, now we filled our running back spot, we filled our wide receiver spot, we got our quarterback, we still don't have our tight end or our 2 flexes, but the way that we're set up now is we can do best available that comes back around to us. What pick is that, 6-7 for us?
6-7 is going to be pick 72 and 73.
All right, so let's take a quick look here. Pitts is gone. Okay, so I guess the question is, Kittle's kind of late, right, for this format? Somebody's gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the. So just looking at who's next on the board, right? It's James Cook, running back, George Kittle, Jalen Hurts, and Stephon Diggs. We intentionally picked Flowers over Diggs. That was the kind of the question that we had, and again, there's kind of a fall off there. There's some guys that we still like in that area, but
there's a couple names, but we don't feel as confident about the couple names that are still sitting down there.
Yeah,
Flowers, I mean, he's definitely the wide receiver 1 for the Ravens. I mean, you could definitely make the argument that Mark Andrews is the true wide receiver 1, even though he's a tight end in this offense, but there's still plenty of targets to go around. They don't have a really deep wide receiver room, and Flowers is electric, especially when he gets the ball. So they try to scheme him up. So, it's always nice when you have a team stop option. So we got one of the Ravens stop options, one of the best teams out there. If you watch the rankings that we did last Thursday, you'd know. But I love the Zay Flowers pick here. I think it's a home run for him being our second wide receiver. I feel really solid with 2 good running backs, lots of upside in our wide receivers. And we have Josh Allen, who has led all players of any position in fantasy points every year since 2020, except for 2021. He was second to Mahomes by a couple points. So this dude is consistent and consistently number 1. So I love the Josh Allen snag right here. I think that's big time.
Look at this number 4.
Oh my God, what is he doing?
Well, he's won the flex, right? So now that's the thing,
right?
So he's going to be flexing tight ends on us every week, and then if somebody gets hurt, he's got a back. It's not a bad strategy, we've got a couple teams that look like that, only better.
Right.
think,
I just don't love Jake Ferguson in the 5th, man. That's
yeah.
rich.
I mean, that's a reach, right? I guess.
do
Hey,
got a
hey,
question
got to
for you
get your
boys.
guys, right?
Yeah. Mega, what you got? Jump in
So
here.
half the draft. This is 12 team. It looks like. If I'm doing
Yeah,
the
it's a
numbers.
12-team setup.
12 teams. Half the draft has selected at least one tight end. Half the draft hasn't. Now I know there's depth and there's a lot of differentiation between the peak tight ends that we were speaking of, but without giving away too much, bros, like what's the mentality here? I mean, how long will they wait? Will you guys wait? Maybe you don't got to
You're
give
going
it
to have
all
to
away.
just stay tuned to this, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
here's what I'd say to that is
Do you want to share with them a couple of our other teams? Is that possible?
I could.
Will that take away from what you guys are going to draft, though? I don't want to spoil. You know what I mean? I know we got.
No. There's no spoiling anything.
We got a good bit of people out in the chat too. So
yeah, let's. Hey, chat. Who do you think we should take in rounds 6 and 7? Let's see what the chat has to say.
Yeah. And what's up, King? King joined us. Good to see you, King. Thanks for swinging by.
Yeah, especially like Beeve. Who should we be Who should we be looking at here?
Yeah, Beeve, jump in there. Come on, I know you got some thoughts. I can share the other teams real quick if we want to look at those. We got a good amount of time still. Bolon jumped in. He said Tim Tebow. Bolon,
yeah, that's a hot take. That is a hot take.
That's hilarious. That's
okay, so if this, I'm putting this while you're doing that. If this guy drops to us, I will do backflips. But
Marshawn Lynch, that's a great name right there.
That is. Hey, he could come out of retirement. You never know, man.
All right, so I just switched up real quick off of the draft board. I'll get right back to that, but we still got plenty of time till we're back on the clock. So just to show a couple of teams, we have 2 teams we've already drafted, and we have this team obviously in draft, and then we have one more team we're doing what they call a slow draft, where you have 4 hours on the clock. So that draft is in progress right now. But to show the 2 completed teams, this is one of them, and so there are some similarities. We're trying to do some level of differentiation, but at the same time, like if you have a belief in a guy, you need to be exposed to him on a couple different teams here. So we got Achane here. You got a good value. Jonathan Taylor is our running backs. Feel really good about that. Stack Jonathan Taylor with Anthony Richardson, his quarterback. So another really big upside swing with Richardson there at quarterback. A little weak at wide receiver, but we got Keenan Allen, who's a possession hog, and Rashid Rice, also a possession hog. So hopefully they can eat up some receptions and get a lot of PPR value. But yeah, we've reached and got Laporta at the 11th pick, and then we did the thing that others are doing here, where we stacked him with Kyle Pitts. So we have 2 tight ends. Zeke is more of a backup running back, even though he's in the flex, so he's probably going to get moved out of there. Because down here we got a slew of young wide receivers and a couple other options, just to give us some upside looks. So this is one of the teams, and then let me jump to the other one right here, and you can see this one. We went even more extreme on the tight end stack. So again, young wide receiver, and stacked him with his running back here. Najee Harris was just kind of a late, we got to get somebody type pick, but there is some decent upside with him potentially. And then AJ Brown and Neighbors, a lot of talent there at wide receiver, but the big news here, these 3 wide receivers, Kelsey, Kincaid, and Kittle. So
the free tight ends.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know. 3 tight ends. I apologize. I don't know what I said. And there you go, Mega. We got your boy here backing up. So we got Caleb Williams, who's far from a sure thing. We might have to rely on Deshaun Watson, actually. So a little Cleveland love for you.
Brock Bowers goes. Yeah, so we were like, McLaurin was a super long shot to come back to me. Kind of liking how Team 12 shaping up here.
Right.
Bowers is not a bad pick at that spot. We see number 10, who we talked about earlier, take Hurts. So with him taking Jacobs and then Hurts, he's got a pretty well-rounded team.
Mm-hmm.
There goes another guy that was on our list, Deontay Johnson. So it's getting to that point where there's, slim pickings of this tier.
Right.
What I would say is this tier. But there's still some value there, which is why, like, for the 4 or 5 turn, we went ahead and got quarterback, because I think, like, getting Allen and Flowers there is better than getting whatever random quarterback at 6, 7, 8, 9, and whatever wide receivers are left or running backs are left, or whoever's left 6, 7 turn, right? Because they're gonna blow through them. But I think it's deep enough that we're not going to get completely hosed, especially if some of the guys are looking at stay there, and they should, because people are going to want to get their guys. Right.
Yep. So this is going to be an interesting one for us because, yeah, a little bit in no man's land, but there are some names we like, and you can't be afraid to reach as well whenever you're at the corners here. You gotta go get your guy, especially seeing as how this draft goes, man. People are going way above their ADP. If somebody likes them, they're going for it. So,
Yeah.
let's lock in. So we're what? How many? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I'm looking. There goes Diggs, who's not, and Cooper, who are two, and Njoku, who are three dudes we weren't targeting. So that's going to help us out.
We still have what, 2 teams besides us, 3 teams besides us with no tight ends, and tight end is looking slim.
Let's take a look at the queue, if you could. I've thrown the guys in there. I don't know that they're necessarily in the order I want them. Number 4 is interesting because of the recent news.
Yeah.
But like, I like pretty much all those guys.
I kind of like the 6 and 7 on that list too. Although, I mean, the argument for 6 is kind of tough to make, but also,
yeah, but
he's got a
no, we can't do
wrong bye week.
We can't do 6.
I like 5, and I'm gonna move 5 up to 4.
Yeah, I know you do, and we don't have 5.
Right.
And there goes Pickens. He was one of our guys. So
yeah. Ah, man. I'm gonna do them like this actually.
Yeah, it's just some of the stuff got real. Here it is.
This is definitely the most interesting draft I've done, and now my cat's climbing up on the.
Oh my goodness!
The cat's being a mess. You can actually see her like right up there. Anyway.
You just have the one cat.
Yeah, just one cat.
So what did the chat say? Do we have the chat engaged?
They gave us a lot of sarcastic answers. Bolon
let's get a real answer. You guys.
Tebow and Marshawn Lynch. Mega said Deshaun Watson, which is a terrible choice this early. We're not doing that.
Deshaun Watson said he has
no idea.
Well, since we're interacting with the chat, since they threw somebody we can actually pick as
true.
Pick 188. So we're looking at like way down the line.
There goes Connor.
There goes Connor.
That's who we were talking about, not having any exposure, and I liked Connor.
Yeah. I like some of these other guys though. I mean, if we take like 1 and 2 or 1 and 4 or 5, like that goes in. That's way different than some of our other teams look, right? And not necessarily bad, right? We
don't have any 1 yet.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of who I hope falls.
Right.
Let me see look at this thing again.
We do kind of need the position of 3 more than 1.
I know, but I don't know that that's the guy here.
Right.
But who else is there, right?
Like, I mean, we could go with. I'll add a couple more from that position. Well, the guy I just added just went. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mega just asked a question here. There's a good question about the Green Bay wide receiver room. How do we feel? Man, it's there is one Green Bay wide receiver that's it'd still be, what pick are we at? Well, it's not that much of a reach for him. I don't want to say names so we're on the board necessarily, but
man, I don't like.
There's 2 guys that are Green Bay wide receivers in this range, and the one that I'm about to add to the draft board at the very bottom of our queue is, if we want to go upside, there's a good argument for the upside there, but a lot of risk with him.
You know what? Let's look at these. I kind of like 1 and 2.
He just went.
No.
Yeah. Well,
it's because like if you look at the other position in like the 100, well, we can talk about it now. Like, we're thinking about going running back to win the flex, and I'm traditionally not one of those people who gets a bunch of freaking running backs, but like those 2 running backs I love, and we would be solid at that position. We could just like take flyers. Like, there's guys who go well with our team who are coming up at around 98, 100 and stuff, and like those guys aren't bad, right?
Right.
Like even like 140s, like those guys are serviceable. But I just don't know how far you want to punt it. I know I want one, and I think I want two. Like I can make an honest like.
Let's do one right now because we got 15 seconds left on that, and we don't have any exposure to Montgomery yet, and somebody that we like is, I mean, they got Gibbs there obviously, but Montgomery's the goal line guy. Lots of things like there.
Let's take two. Let's take then we win the flex and like.
All right.
I mean,
okay, let's do it.
And they're all different bye weeks. Like
that's true.
This is totally non-standard for me, right? Like I normally I'm like these other guys, but like look how wide receiver happy they are. You know, they got 3, 4. We're the only ones that have 4 running backs right now.
Right, we're stealing all their running backs.
Right, which means we don't have to do the cheese ball. You know, grab a running back, 0 and hope that the main guy breaks at the end of the draft. Right, we might do something different.
Right. And there's a lot of dart throws at wide receivers where there's way less dart throws at running backs. So
right, and these are like 4 solid. Like that's their
right.
Well, Montgomery splits, but like
he's we got plenty of work.
We got 3 solid guys. We got a goal line guy, right? So right. I am not comfortable having so few wide receivers. Like, do we have the least amount right now? I think so.
Yeah, we have to. We got to go.
Yeah, totally. We totally have the least amount of wide receivers. So,
so to answer Mega's question here in the chat too, it's reminder. We mentioned this earlier, but reminder for anyone that wasn't there: the format is 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, and then 2 flex spots plus kicker defense. So
right. So like we can
start all 4 of those running backs.
We can start everyone right now. Like our whole team, we could start them and we would just be missing that tight end piece. And like just looking at those names, that's not a bad start. I mean, like who are we going to start instead of Flowers or Cup, really, right?
I mean, the thing is, we have a lot of floor and also a lot of ceiling. Because I mean,
right. But now I feel like our floor is so solid that we need some like. This is where we start looking at those pure ceiling dudes, right?
Yeah, we need upside. I agree.
Like and it's no mystery. Like we can talk about it. We need upside wide receivers. That's what we need. Yeah. So like 1, we need wide receivers. 2, we need upside. So that's going to be, and that's a better place to be. I think at this point in the draft is needing upside wide receivers than needing like, let's see, where are we? Needing your Gus Edwards and like Zach Mosses of the world, right? Like coming back around, and like if we didn't have those 2 running backs, like that's what we'd be looking at. Jerome Ford, Nick Chubb, like that's just gross. I mean, it's a good, like they could end up in a good position, but like compared to the serviceable wide receivers that are going to get you points every week, and that are going to come back around to us, right. I think we're in a good spot.
Yeah, here's where we're going to see a lot of teams start filling in with guys that aren't wide receivers because a lot of guys are so heavy. So that's where it kind of balances itself back out. Ideally, unless people just, I guess we'll see. I mean, for instance, Brian Thomas here that was picked a couple picks ago by Just Drafted. I mean, that's a bit of a reach, honestly, but he's a rookie wide receiver out of LSU with a ton of size and talent, led college football and touchdowns last year. So I mean, if that's your guy that you believe in, get your guy. But, I just added 6 names. Hopefully we can get at least one of those 6 guys.
I added 2 more.
Okay. I don't think it's updated.
Like I'm going a little bit further down the list because like we don't know, right? Like I'm just looking. Like, I don't know that we go. Maybe we don't go that far, right? But the other thing is people are filling in. So like. The question is like, would we rather have like I don't know, we can't really say that yet because these quarterbacks are still really good. So like that's some value, right? Jackson, Murray, Richardson in the 7th.
Right.
Good, but we didn't really reach for Allen. He kind of fell to us.
Yeah, he was actually right I think we were right below ADP there.
Yeah, so I don't feel bad about picking him because the 3 picks we got after him are pretty solid.
I mean,
feel.
you could Mahomes, who went 4 picks ahead, is normally the second quarterback off the board. So typically in most drafts, Allen would have gone somewhere where Mahomes went.
Again, my favorite team's Team 10.
What up, Sir Worm? Expert here in this format. I know Worm said he's played this setup before, FFPC setup. So good to see you, Worm. Thanks for checking in, man. Yeah, so far the tight ends have gone quick, early, often, and we don't have one. So we'll see where that takes us.
Okay, how many teams don't have a top one?
This one right now on the clock, and they just drafted Jonathan Brooks, who is out the first 4 weeks.
Nice. That's that is also your auto drafting guy.
I know. It's a terrible team. I mean, I like Johnson and Tank Dell. I mean, I like some of these players, but like Jonathan Brooks is a terrible pick there.
The only player I like is the person picking. But yeah, I mean, they got some good dudes. I actually DJ Moore where they got him was like people have been reaching for DJ Moore. We still don't have a DJ Moore in our in our teams because just people are taking him so early. And the same with David Montgomery. We did get a Swift, but like Montgomery has been going earlier than we got him. So he was actually at the top of the queue, and he's one of the ones we were hoping that was going to come back to us. So that I feel like that was one of our better picks. Just
this person is drafting wild because that's quite a reach on Brian Robinson as well.
Hey, well, no, that was an auto pick again.
Oh, that was an auto pick? Oh,
yeah. And he doesn't have a tight end either. Jaylen Warren, okay. See, but like, look what we did. We created, or we started anyway, that running back run, right? So like Montgomery, Swift, like just look how like, and Mostert was actually on our list. But like all these guys, I wouldn't want any of them more than Montgomery or Swift. Like not even close.
I guess it's only about a round early for Brian Robinson, but for Jonathan Brooks, I mean, that is way early.
But like this is why we picked those guys, because where we are now, we're only 3 wide receivers deep into the picks, because we looked at the board, we saw all the yellow, we were like, shit, you know. And at this point, like I'm comfortable having 3 or 4 wide receivers like the rest of these guys. And they may destroy us with like, I don't know, flex wide receiver points or something, but you know, having those 4 running backs for the whole season, you know, one of them goes down, we're still really, really good with just that.
I just moved down the guy that was in 1, and the new one is definitely the person I want the most coming here.
There goes Goddard. Goddard's a good pick there.
Yeah, especially okay. So
I feel like he's in a tier to himself.
Now it's just us and the oddball Flintstones is the only teams without tight ends.
Right. What's
oh no, this team on the clock right now doesn't have a tight end either.
Who do we got though? That's like, let me see. Yeah, I don't want that number 3 guy. I really don't.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh no, yeah, but number 1, where is he in the? Let me see where he is. Yeah, I think we picked number 1.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say too much, but it pairs well with the rosters, is what I'll say.
Yeah. Tajay Spears, really? Wow. Okay.
Oh, this guy got 4 running backs, and they're all 4 worse than ours. I guess Pacheco is better than Montgomery and Swift, but
yeah, but like
yeah, that's funny.
But not his ceiling though, right? Like
like
Pacheco's floor is higher than Montgomery's, but like Montgomery's ceiling's higher than Pacheco's. I'd argue.
Well, I mean, he's splitting time, and Pacheco's the main guy in Kansas City.
Yeah, but if he's the goal line guy and he gets all that work and plus plus his yards on a given game, that's his ceiling's like.
We are 2 years removed from what's his name, Jamal Williams being the NFL leading rusher for touchdowns for the Lions.
Oh, right. There goes Jalen Reed, which is your guy, and I'm glad he's gone.
You didn't want him. I don't love Jalen Reed there, but I thought he was an upside swing. You know, if that's what our goal was, that's kind of why I added him to the list. But I wasn't necessarily itching to pick him, so that's perfectly fine with me.
Yeah.
I really hoped that number 1 and number 2 on our list are there. I feel like those are.
What do you think about? Is he on our list? What do you think about 6?
I
think 6 should move up You like two that much? Well, we discussed that earlier.
Right. I just think that the opportunity is really good for upside.
The exposure would be nice too to that
Right.
offense, right?
Right. So I
Yeah,
just,
I'm down. I'm down with that.
yeah, and we don't need them. I mean, like I said, we're already
Oh,
kind of full up
there
with
he
our.
goes.
Oh,
Okay, now we
that
gotta.
was our number one.
Yeah, that was our number one guy. Okay, now we really got to think about this.
Keon
Let's look at
Coleman,
this.
man, really.
Prior moves. Okay,
So I still say we go number one here, and then
we could go 1 and.
I'd rather go 1 and 3.
You want to go 1 and 3? I don't know that much about 3. Is
I
that
mean,
good? Is that good?
so really, there's no wide receiver. I guess we can talk about it openly because
Yeah.
we're on the clock. We're talking about Ladd McConkey as the one we're debating. He's wide receiver for the Chargers. He's a rookie. He's really good from Georgia. I mean, you got Justin Herbert there, who is a skilled quarterback, so it's not like he has a bad quarterback throwing to him. And the only other real competition for targets is going to be Joshua Palmer, who is a fine player in his own right, but isn't maybe the most.
Oh yeah, this is our upside guy. Take him. Yeah.
Right.
Right. We got our rookie.
Right.
Yeah, grab him
So let's go ahead and draft this guy, Hollywood Brown, who is another upside swing. And then let's go ahead and get Ladd and 2 wide receivers.
And well, shit, Hollywood has a week 6 bye, but that's okay. We're still good.
Well,
yeah, we like this. Look at this team. This is good. So like, we're hoping that like we'll get enough serviceable weeks out of our main running back crew, right? And then Hollywood Brown's going to come in swinging, and he's going to come in swinging before David Montgomery's on his bye week. Like week 4 is going. Week 5 he's going to blow up when we have to put him in for David Montgomery.
And he is hurt right now, but the word is he maybe misses the first week or two, and so that
we don't need
perfectly
him
in there. Exactly, puts him perfectly where we need him. And we had a little debate between the two of us earlier, and where you were saying that Hollywood Brown is the wide receiver to own. I was more on Rashid Rice here. I will say Rashid Rice in this draft went in the 3rd round, and Hollywood is late. Obviously, Hollywood's hurt, but where we got Hollywood, I feel way better about it than Rashid Rice. So.
I mean, I don't do prop bets, but if there was a prop bet that was like anti-Hollywood Brown, I would take it. I don't think that his offensive capability has been truly unlocked yet. That's the discussion we had. Like I think that Hollywood Brown and the Chiefs offense is going to be better than he's ever been, and that we may see, because like just watching, like because I play daily fantasy a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I would put, there would be weeks where he would be like that perfect guy to slide into your thing, and you'd see him out there on the field and he's running these amazing routes and just like not getting the targets. Right. It's like he's been one of the most frustrating players to watch for me, because I feel like he has a skill set that didn't go with the offense, So now I'm really excited to see, with Patrick Mahomes at the wheel, what his true potential is. And again, we're going for these ceiling guys, right? Like Ladd's a rookie. We got Hollywood Brown, who like we don't know what he's going to look like as a starter for the Chiefs.
So I haven't told you the story yet, so this will be a fun one. I texted my buddy who I've done fantasy league with for a long time, and we're always talking about fantasy, and he's a big Chiefs fan. So I was just like, all right, man, like just give me your opinion. I didn't really give him any background. I was just like, tell me Hollywood versus Rashid, discount, take the injury out of the equation. Just, say they play 15 games this season, who you got for those 15 games. And he actually was on your side. He said Hollywood, and what he said, which I kind of I forgot a little bit about, but there was one season where Hollywood was playing for Arizona for the Cardinals, with Kyler Murray, who was his quarterback at OU, actually, who's my alma mater right there. So, I got love for Hollywood coming from OU. But yeah, he was like a top 5 wide receiver to start the year. And then he got hurt. And once, he got hurt, and I think he missed most of the rest of the year. Maybe he came back a little bit, but never really got back there. But through about 5 games, he was a top 5 receiver and was just killing it. So We have seen him be a top guy before, and he does have, blazing speed. And Mahomes does have the big arms, so there is a lot to like there, and I'm very happy with where
Well,
we
the
are,
other
like I
thing
said.
is, like, you think about him on Baltimore, right? They're like heavily into run first, and then that's back when they had Andrews, right? So like, I feel like his routes were lost in the shuffle, right? Because he wasn't the primary target. They never built the team for him to be that primary target.
Right.
And not saying that he's necessarily going to be the primary target on the Chiefs, but like, it's a target. It's a more passing target rich environment for people who know how to run good routes, and Mahomes can read those.
Right.
Like really well. So like if he's open, like where he used to be open and it was frustrating, and he gets open and Mahomes is throwing and they're double covering Kelsey, like and like the teams are like, well, we got to guard Rice, right? Because Rice is their main guy, and then of course you got to cover down on Kelsey. That's going to make him open. And we might see one of those things where, like, for the start of the season, people just aren't ready for that when he hits the field. There goes a nice quarterback run.
Right. So real quick here, we got some new people jumping in the chat. You actually got a shout out here, 3Wolves. So shout out to Rinpin. She says it's 3Wolves, more than 2, less than 4. Also,
right.
shout out J-Dub and Kupo. Thanks for joining, man. Happy to have you all. Kupo, only an hour late, but you made it. You're right.
Hawkinson, I like the pick there.
Right.
That's a good, like, that's a comfortable tight end pick. Like he's going to get you some points. He's at the 9 at the turn. Like that's.
So yeah, we were talking a good bit there about Hollywood Brown while a huge run at running back was happening, and so that is something we'd love to see, with us already being super stacked up at running back, because we weren't going to draft any of those guys anyways. So
yeah. So then here's the comparison that we can now make, right? Like we like Montgomery, Swift, Hollywood Brown, and McConnell more than, like, I don't know, Kirk and Brian Thomas plus Rico Dowdle and Ford, right? I would say yes.
I love our team. Yeah,
I love our team. So isn't it great?
No, it is.
Like, we went into this with a specific idea of what to do, and it's going to become apparent. But like, I think like some of this was planned by you, some of it was planned by me. Getting Josh Allen where we got him, with like still having those quality guys fall to us. Like, I don't feel that there was a big fall off, because we got Flowers, Montgomery, Swift, Brown, and Conkley after Allen, which I would argue is better than getting one of these late running backs and not getting an extra dude.
So we still have one guy that is like us, and he's already made his pick here at pick 10. He went the first 10 rounds with no tight end.
Yeah, that's 5 too. 5 as well.
Shout out for the gold draft Adam Sandler sleeper pick.
Yeah, actually, so for the people watching, one of the reasons we picked this specific draft is because it's also streaming on their FantasyPros channel.
Right.
So like, there wasn't enough data points there to like get anything of value while listening live. But I'm definitely going to go back and listen to like what they had to say about some of this nonsense. The auto drafter.
Right. That'll be interesting.
Robinson and some of these guys, man. I don't know.
This is the most unique draft of this. Like I said, for anyone that wasn't here early, this is the third draft we're doing of these quick drafts. So
hey, let's
sorry.
get some of our dudes lined up. Sorry.
Yeah, you're right. But yeah, so this is our third time going through this draft setup, and this is definitely kind of the most unique teams we've seen. So
is that dude hurt? The guy I just put in there? Like, how badly?
It hasn't refreshed for me, so give me a second and then I'll tell you. I just see one guy, and we should honestly remove that guy from our list because we got his teammate last time.
Oh, did we? No, we didn't. We missed it. Oh no, we did. Never mind.
Yeah,
You're
I was
right.
gonna say. I was like, maybe it hasn't refreshed for me yet.
No, you're right. You're right. My
Yeah,
bad.
we're good. Yeah, I don't dislike that guy.
Whoa, hey, where'd he go?
Oh, he's gone. Picked.
Oh no, he got picked. Oh yeah, Chuba Hubbard. Okay.
Oh, and we're one pick away. Oh, this is coming out as quick.
We were talking
Okay.
too much.
Time to focus.
Put some dudes in there. Let's go.
Well, we're up. So this is pick what number 120. And a lot of these guys are gone. Honestly, I don't mind that. Ooh, you know who I want? I just moved the guy. We can take him with the second pick, but the guy I just moved to number 1. I want to share up, to be honest. I know it's kind of a handcuff there, but he could have standalone value without a handcuff.
I don't. Who is it? Because we're on the clock.
Yeah, Jalen Wright. Running back for the Dolphins rookie. He's really fast. Really. I say we take him and Mitchell.
Let's take Mitchell first because I agree.
Okay, Mitchell. Let's do that because we only have 8 seconds left. So he's basically Mostert's backup, but he's.
You don't like Shane or Mooney?
Okay. Actually, you're right. Yeah. I think we should go Shaheed.
Take Shaheed.
Yeah.
See, now look at our wide receiver room, right?
Yeah.
That's good.
You're right.
That is good. Because we got those 4, right? Like when are we realistically, when would we have a chance to start Jalen Wright, right?
Yeah.
Because we have Achan, right? So we're betting against ourselves.
Well, I see a potential where they could both have value if Mostert gets hurt, which is
of course, but
not improbable with his history, and he's old. I mean, Wright's more of a backup for. I mean, he's kind of covers both ends because he's bigger. Like he's over 200 pounds. He's much bigger than HN, but he's also really fast and explosive. So he can still, do the outside zone runs that the Dolphins scheme is built around. So he's looked really good in the preseason, and I just kind of
I'm not discounting that, but
it's better for our team this way. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, we've just I feel like with our running backs, we killed the flex. And now we have because we wanted upside guys, right? Shaheed and Adonai Mitchell are those guys, right? Those are just solid upside. Like if they end up going off, then all of a sudden our team is just rocking it.
Right.
So
there was a lot of buzz coming from Mitchell out of camp. Pittman himself, who's the best wide receiver for the Colts, Michael Pittman. I believe it was him quoted as saying that he was watching film on a rookie Mitchell. For his releases, because he said he's never seen anyone with better releases as a wide receiver, which is a key skill.
Look at our team real quick, and we just solved our bye week problems. I feel good. I feel like we don't need to be
too worried
fussing with that anymore, right? Week 6 might be a little difficult. Oh, but we have enough dudes. I feel like we won our own flex, right? We don't have a tight end, but our flex situation's good. And look, number 2, let's see, 1, 2, 3. So he took Schultz. 5 took Schultz, and so the last holdout is 11 here.
Yeah.
Let's look at the.
We need to consider.
Let's look at this. This is actually interesting. I'll put this in the.
Oh, there goes my guy. Right. Yeah.
What do you think about some of this kind of stuff?
Okay, you fill that up real quick. I'm gonna just real quick to respond to some chat a little bit. Mega, how many people participate in this? I don't have an exact count. I don't know if 3Wolves.
I think it's 4,000 something.
Yeah, it's. I mean, and a lot of people have multiple teams like we do, so it's a big prize pool for sure. There's I think over 6 million in total prizes, and 1 million goes to first place. But you can still make good money, not being that first place. There's plenty of payout. So, and yeah, Kubo says quite detailed, and yeah, this is pro stuff, man. This is big money time. So, sorry, what were you gonna say, 3Wolves?
let's do this cheese ball thing.
What finally enact
Let's
our
do
plan?
no the what we talked about in the queue. Can you see it, or you have to refresh it?
Give me a second. It hasn't come back up, but it will in a second. I think I know what you're saying.
Yeah, I need you to reference our
the sheet. Yeah,
internal
because we're
spread.
coming up on pick 12 and 13. Yeah, I know
Yeah,
what you want to do.
I
I know.
think good. Just I mean, because the way things are falling right now, it actually.
Yeah, they
I
just
think
popped
now's
in
the
there.
time. I think now's the time. Let me look at what's on the board. Like
Yeah,
we just
go
have
ahead.
to look at what would we potentially be passing that we couldn't get in the next 2 rounds, right? Because there's a big. We talked about that too. There's a big flat spot here,
Right,
and
100%.
yeah, I don't. I'm just hoping that I don't think 5 will be there, but I'm hoping 3 and 4 make it back after this. That's the thing.
Right. I know. I'm just lining these up for.
Oh yeah, no, line them up in order. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll put some dudes in there at the end too. Let's start picking our dudes, right? You got to get your guys.
Yeah. Oh, here's our guy too. Let's get him in here.
Is chat saying anything?
We don't have nothing new right now.
Nothing really.
But if you're if you got somebody on your team that's a sleeper, we're getting into sleeper rounds here.
Look at number 8 there. We gotta get our dude. No, I'll let you put them in order, but like that's somebody I don't want to forget.
I don't know if your number 8's the same number 8 as I'm looking at, but I added number 8, I think, I don't know. Sometimes it's kind of slow to react in their draft.
And there goes Caleb Williams. That's a good value at round 12.
Pairing him with Jordan Love. Solid.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to scroll down on the draft board here in a second. We're almost
solid. This person must hate themselves, right? They've got the Green Bay and the Chicago quarterback. So
okay, so they drafted Conklin. So we're officially the last team with no.
Oh, they got 2 tight ends. All right. Oh no, look what they got. They got the see.
That was one of our guys.
Yeah, Senate. That's okay.
That's all right. We got other guys.
That's all the more reason for us to do the thing, right?
I kind of want the guy that I just moved up to number 3 as our, but I'm pretty sure he'll be there for us coming back.
He
But
won't.
It'll be close.
No, I think we wait. Because he because with the number 7 on that list, we're not hosed if we don't get 3.
Sure.
Anymore, right?
Yeah. And
so I think we just swing for the fences and let people freak out for a little bit.
Okay. I'm moving these guys around a little bit.
Sure. Yeah, and I'm gonna get some we can almost kind of get like hold on. Yeah, it's weird. Sometimes they don't populate, right?
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying. Sometimes like there's a little plus on the, and then it just doesn't give you any feedback. And sometimes you're just like, did that work? Oh, there goes. Okay, interesting. So I like Zeke here as a late guy. Again, we're seeing a lot of running backs come off the board in these mid rounds.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah, which we're perfectly fine. Exactly, but we have no consideration for any of these guys really at this point because.
Well, yeah. You're right. But the next round we will. Let's see. Let's look at our guys here.
I feel like we should take number 1 here, but I feel like number 2 we should wait, and we should take number 3 coming back around.
Hold on.
All right, you keep working on it, and
why is it not? Okay, there you go.
Maybe it might be TD time. We are the last team up here with no tight end, and in fact, at this point, every team, well, except for the team number 7 there, every other team, team 7, team 5 are the only teams that only have 1 tight end. Everyone else has 2. 6. I'm misspeaking all over the place.
I don't think we. Okay, man.
I just would be nervous. I really feel like we're one pick away.
All right, let me look at this stuff real quick. Let me look at where these guys fall out.
I just feel like there's other options to go with it, where we're at with 2. And 3's RDP or ADP is right at our spot next time. So I'm not super confident that number 3 comes back to us.
Yeah, but I'd be okay with that.
I think don't know, man.
All right, we'll take. I guess okay.
Yeah, we're taking 1 here.
You really feel that strongly about?
I just feel like that he has the best talent and situational upside of anyone remaining, and it's the starter, which is not said by many of the other guys left on our list.
All right, let's do it. Let's
fly him off. Okay.
Yeah.
We're reaching here. We're going Justin Tucker kicker way early, just to really fuck with the people a little bit. Part of my French there, but it is what it is. And then what we were just debating was potentially taking a defense, going kicker defense way early, which just SI, so normally you wait till the last 2 picks to pick your kicker and defense, but we were trying to get a premium, but instead we're going to finally get our first tight end here, and we're going to get Donnie Smith from the Dolphins. So let's fire that off. Because now a little bit it's time where we're in the nitty-gritty of these tight ends aren't that great, and that's what I was nervous about. I actually really like him as a sleeper pick. I think that he's got a lot of talent, and he's at the prime tight end age. A lot of tight ends don't start having their best years until their late 20s, and he's 28. And he had a solid year at Atlanta whenever he was playing with Kyle Pitts, who a tight end in his own right, that many are higher on. And I want to say he matched his production or even slightly outproduced him last year. I remember watching him take a couple screen passes to the house. So the dude, has a lot of speed and is in Miami's offense, which is explosive. And they're looking for some tight end production because they really have no other pass catching options from tight end on the roster. So I like his upside here. There goes another guy that we kind of liked, likely at tight end. So it'll be interesting to see how many of these tight ends start flying off of these kind of sleeper guys, because everyone's been so heavy on them. But some of these guys that only have 1 tight end, like this Dallas Goedert team, might want to take another swing at tight end,
Okay, so we got to talk about our next pick, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the things on our team, let's see, we got 4 running backs. Okay, I'm still okay with them. We might, let's see.
Right.
Let me put these couple of guys in here. Guys I like that are swing for the fences type guys, who I don't think will make it back. Oh, actually, yeah, this guy here. Gonna go up.
All right, let's see. Yeah, I like the queue so far. Let me look into it a little bit. One thing we haven't talked about is, even though we have Josh Allen, do we want to get any of these last guys to be a backup quarterback for that? I guess we don't need them until week 12. And so maybe
I don't think so. I think we go
just find a bye week, fill in.
We go naked Josh Allen.
Okay. I'm fine with that, especially this bye week being week 12. And I mean, he's like the biggest quarterback in the league. I don't have much injury concern, even though he runs so much. So, well, I guess even when he gets hurt, he plays.
Let's look at. It's weird that 2 hasn't gone.
I know that's kind of who I was looking at. I was like, if 2 is there coming back around, do we want to do that?
Yeah, I think so. So. And then also, there's other guys here that I kind of. Man, I'm just hoping our number 1 makes it back around. Let's see. So number 7 on our list, and who was the other one? There's one more that I want here.
I thought I just added somebody. I did not see them pop.
There it is. Let me add him.
Boom. Okay, my guy's gone.
7, 6, 5. There you go. Who went? Mike Williams, Wicks. Okay. Oh, I know you like Wicks, right?
I do like Wicks, but that's fine. I mean,
Tyrone Tracy. Let me look at some of my notes here.
Yeah, go for it.
The shit that's gone down in the last couple of
yeah, there's
or whatever here.
Man, Vidal went that early? That's a reach.
Who? Where?
Kamani Vidal, he's like the third string running back for the Chargers, went a couple picks ago.
He loves the Chargers, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna add somebody here and just like
so
look
Mega.
Oh yeah, like I like number 11. Look at number 12.
Yeah.
Like we have to think about that because that's still there. That's a little bit ridiculous. Like we could I feel like we should take that, even though it's not part of our plan. Right? Like not, especially since we did I want to say we reached for our tight end. But like
reached in the 13th round.
I'm down for 1-2 here if it comes back to us.
I'm with that too. I like that.
Yeah.
What up, Trade? Good to see you out here tonight. Sorry.
Oh yeah. No, we gotta move 4 up as much as it hurts me. So like 1, 2, 3. I think that's the 1, 2, 3 for me coming up. There goes. Like Luke McCaffrey.
Wow.
Yeah, Luke McCaffrey made the team. So those friends in the chat, he's Christian McCaffrey's brother, and if he's got like as much skill as Christian does in his pinky, he's going to be a good wide receiver.
Right.
But he made the 53 team cut. Interesting enough, the Puka Nakua's brother was also vying for a spot and didn't make it.
Right. Which, I mean, Luke McCaffrey was projected to make it. That wasn't necessarily a surprise that he did. Maybe coming into camp, he was a little bit more on the bubble, but as camp went on, it was kind of apparent that they were liking him. But
I think he's the WR3, right? Like
they list him as the starter on the depth chart.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's gonna start, which is kind of cool. You're gonna have the McCaffreys out there running around.
Right.
Oh, there it goes.
I know. I liked him.
We were wanting to take the New York Jets defense before we took our first tight end as kind of a meme, but I was talked out of it.
I just couldn't do it, to be honest with you.
We
wouldn't have got Johnny Smith coming back. I mean,
I thought we wouldn't have got him because look, they got Hunter Henry.
Right.
No thanks. Right. So now let's get like our 1 and 2 is still viable. I kind of like 7 if we're gonna stray from. There he goes. That was our number 2 guy.
Right.
I kind of like what's now 6. Let me move 6 up because we've got backups for our plan, right? Oh, there he goes.
Yeah. We were just talking about it. One of the guys we were talking about, Tua there.
Yeah, Tua. We were talking about Tua. Like Tua's the quarterback in that class, that Caleb Williams to Tua class that I like. I like Purdy, Tua, and Caleb. So like if you can get those guys, like the last one of those guys to fall, I feel is a pretty good deal most of the time, right? So like now it's just kind of gross. Like I don't want to touch any of these dudes, honestly. I'll play the waiver wire almost more than that. But I like. Okay, let's look at our thing. We gotta look at our thing. I like 1.
I feel like that's a person that someone else will reach for too. So if we want to do that, I'm down to do that.
Oh no! Oh, this guy. I didn't even realize he was still there. Oh yeah. Moving him up.
You got? I'm waiting for it to refresh for me. I'm waiting to see it. Ooh,
those top 2. You'll see him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, look where his ADP is, right? I mean, so that's a value, right?
Right.
That's a value play.
And we got a starter here.
We got another starter.
Okay, so do we want to go with 1 and 2?
Yeah, I think so. Wait, no, we got some time, so let's use the clock.
Right.
We're talking about what tight end to get. and we're talking about Ricky Parasol, who I think will profile with the 49ers to, you know, possibly fill in that Ayuk role plus some. So we're taking Parasol, but like, let's look at just the tight ends.
Ayuk hasn't gone yet, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think I like Otton here. Let's grab him.
I think so too. I mean, he's a starter. He had a good year last year.
And he's 159. What pick is this?
This would be pick 168.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So we're getting 10.
Yeah, we're getting him a full round later, and then we get Parasol. Yeah.
Wait, did I mess that up? Oh, no, I didn't. For some reason,
hey, that's an upside dude, right? Which is what we wanted. Also, unique bye week for our team for wide receivers. We got 6, 14, 6, 5, 14, 12, and 9.
Right.
So, like, we're going to be set on wide receiver. We do have a surprise running back pick later, and we do need to take a defense. So I'm thinking we take best of one of the guys that's on the board now, 1 through 4, and we take our defense because I don't want a cheeseball defense, and we've got room for dudes at the end. And we were only going to take the Jets because of the meme and also because I really kind of like them. But there's a couple of other defenses that we like. What's the chat say? Like, is chat you big on any kind of specific defense?
Yeah, let us know in the chat if anyone's got a defense you like.
Because we've only got one off the board, and there's like, I don't know, 3 or 4.
I know Mega's going to say the Browns, and honestly, not a bad pick. Not a bad pick.
Well, the interesting thing, who do they play in week 1? I think that was the reason. Like some people are being sneaky with that shit.
Let me see. I haven't typed long enough. My keyboard.
It was either Cleveland or Cincinnati is playing some like.
They play the Cowboys, so that's a pretty tough matchup. But I mean, honestly, I had the Browns last year in a fantasy team, and even when their matchup was tough, they still put decent points up every time because nobody can block Myles Garrett. Man, he's so good.
He is something else. I swear.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's really, and they have other good players there, but he carries them. It's kind of like TJ Watt with the Steelers.
Oh, there goes Dallas.
Dallas is a good pick. Yeah, Trade says Jets defense is solid, but they already got picked, unfortunately.
Yeah, we wanted to take them at 13, but we ended up getting Jonnu Smith. We capitulated.
We did. We did.
On our tanking cut. So, like, we changed our name. We were TP because we didn't want to give away what we were going to try to do by taking, like,
the very refresh this page for it to show. 1 second. Yeah, now we're tanking purple right here.
Yeah, tanking purple. So, like, when people on this format take, like Team 4 did, where they got Dalton, Kincaid, Ingram, and Ferguson, that's called cranking purple. And so that's like a FFPC thing, right? Because it's the tight end premium. So, like, these people like Pitts and Kittle, right, back to back, that's cranking purple. So we're intentionally tanking purple, but we didn't. We were just TP with a roll of toilet paper to start.
These dudes, they're mythic squad, basically. They want all those purples, and we're down here like, yeah, whatever, man. We're gonna win with everybody. We don't need.
Yeah. I see Andrews, and I raise you an Otton.
Yeah, we're mythic down here with our purple. Yeah, much lower round. Relate to you.
We've seen the defenses start to go, but like I think Cade Otton and Parasol, where we got them, are better picks than a defense relative to what's going to be left when it comes back to us and what we can still get, right? Because we've already got 19 and 20 locked up with somebody I think nobody's going to take. Yeah. And I think our number 1 guy, like, I think we go ahead and grab him because no one. These tournaments tend to be sharp, so like.
Right. He's kind of in a slot name this today specifically. Like.
Yeah. So like. And I like number 2.
Yeah, and I hate number 2.
And 3 and 4 are good picks. Like we're not going to be out in the. Let's do a running back count because like with 4, is that what we're rolling? Like we have a good
back purple.
Oh, Colby Parkinson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are going. I mean, people are in their sleepers.
Parkinson's one of those ones that was on my short list for sure. Yeah.
Yep. He gone. That's all right, though.
He gone. That's okay. I think, let's see, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah. Carson Steele, there we go. KC running back has been climbing.
Oh
Used,
wow, yeah.
yeah,
You were on him.
Used to be undrafted, but like with the news, he's like this 11 went from auto drafting to suddenly being like the sharpest drafter.
Right.
Grabbing guys we like, right? He's got
Stenoid, yeah, Mason, McCaffrey, Steele. These guys are shooting up draft boards.
Yeah, so like
and Daniels is, I mean, he's a trendy pick for quarterback.
That guy 10, like 10's. Are we rolling with 4 running backs? That's kind of risky, but like I guess other people have less.
I mean, ours this guy only he has 4. Let's see.
Ours are solid. We have the 4 top running backs. Like we took them early, right? Which put us in a position to take all those upside wide receivers. Which feels nice now that I'm looking at it, because like otherwise we'd be stuck down here with Irving, and Kendra Miller and stuff.
Let me look at the running backs real quick, but I mean, just a quick glance at them. None of those names are particularly exciting to me.
Yeah. Whereas like Jonnu Smith and Cade Otton, those dudes are going to get you points. Like they'll get you points the first game, not many points, relative to some of those other tight ends. But like with us winning the flex without a tight end and then waiting for some tight ends that'll just like get you random points, like week 1, week 2, week 3, if those are our two best tight ends, end up being our 2 best tight ends, we can play tight end matchups, right? So
there's another really hot name off the board, Tolbert for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're really getting to the rounds where any of these hot names that guys have been coming on.
That's 10, right? Marshawn Lloyd, like this guy's a sharp draft. Tyron Tracy, this guy's a sharp drafter.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 6, 7. We have 7 wide receivers, so I think we don't need to hit that well. Let me look at the dudes here.
I say we get number 1 on the list, and then hang on, let me put a new 2 up here, or 2 and 3. I'm gonna rearrange and feel free to add.
Yeah, I people might be sniping us, but at this point, I don't really care. I'm not going to be grabbing another wide receiver, I don't think. I don't want. Yeah, I want 3 over 2.
You want 3 over 2? Okay, yeah, that's right. That's your preference
because of our number 7. I know that we have it on another one, but
yeah. I know.
Or the one that's above that in the queue, not in the ranking. Like
the top on the
yeah. So I just don't. I mean, if both of those are gone, then yeah.
You
know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
so it would go 3rd in the queue for me. Oh, there goes Juwan Johnson. That's another dude we were looking at.
Yeah.
So like Juwan Johnson, on New Orleans, former wide receiver. Now he's a former wide receiver. Now he's a tight end. Has had tight end competition, and with so many people on that team being hurt or broken, and the major tight ends that were like his competition being gone, and Hill's going to have to fill different roles, right, than just the standard tight end. Like they're going to have him running and maybe even doing some quarterback stuff. So like Juwan Johnson's a pretty good pick there.
Right. Yeah, and that's only his 2nd tight end. He pairs him with Kelsey, so he's got the elite tight end and then a backup option with upside. I like that.
I want number 4, but I know you don't. So let's can we take 2, 1 and 2 just as they are? What do you think?
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm not really partial. So like, do you like 3 better than the top one in the queue? Top one in the board?
No, I'm cool with the top one on the board.
Well, actually, we have a share of that one though. Okay, go. Zach Ertz goes. So yeah, let's take 1 and 2.
1 and 2. Let's do it. Let's not wait. We're gonna go with another sleeper tight end here, and then we're gonna get our defense. So yeah, Granson is going to be the tight end for the Colts, and he's definitely a sleeper. But they just cut a tight end that a lot of Colts fans I know were high on his talent, but he never really produced. I think he was hurt. I can't remember the dude's name now, but I know I was just sending them to you before the draft, but yeah, this Granson guy has kind of elevated himself in that tight end one spot for the Colts, and we're looking for just guys that could get volume at this point and
I mean, he's going to
produce.
be the guy, upside potential, right?
Right,
Like
exactly. So
we've
now,
got 3 tight ends who are going to be the guy. And there goes San Francisco. So that's what we were discussing, like San Francisco or Pittsburgh or Cleveland, right? And I'm happy with any of those. I think as much as I hate to say it, like you getting Jonnu Smith instead of the Jets, us getting Pittsburgh and Smith is a pretty good. If we wouldn't have gotten one of these top 5, I would be less excited. But like just to get Pittsburgh in the 17th instead of the Jets in the 14th for the meme.
It'd been 13th, bro. It'd been 13th, but yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it would have been 13th. And have Otten come back to us at 159. Like, I like watching him play. Like, he's one of those tight ends who's on the field. I like watching him play, and they've obviously got their 1 and 2 locked in there with Evans and and Godwin, but the number 3 slot, like, it could be argued that Otten's better than the slate of receivers, so he might get more of a pass load this year.
Right. I mean, and you got Baker a second year out here in Tampa, with the Bucks. He had a solid year last year, looking to build on his success. He's not obviously that exciting of a quarterback. Not going to be a guy that's going to like carry your team to the Super Bowl with his own talent, but he is capable. He does throw a decent ball, and he does, have good leadership and just good, command of the offense for the most part. So not a bad situation for him, and he's got some playmakers around him, but at the same time, he's has been a threat in the red zone before. So hopefully, can give us some upside games there. Are you rearranging the board here?
I'm not. I'm looking at 5 though.
Yeah, I added him. I thought you might like that. We could get him last round. So at this point, I mean, we have our kicker and our defense locked in. So we're just firing off.
So I know I want. I know I like 2 and 3, but like, let me look at the situation here. If there's any. Oh man, I like the guy at the top of the one you hate, right?
Number 4.
I don't think he makes it back to us. So I would. Let me look at these again. We took Granson. That's what we did. Who's off the board? Like he's moving up in drafts, but he's not somebody who's like, if you look at his draft pick, it's like 300 something, and then it only goes to 240. So
right, it was a big reach.
He's literally someone who nobody's drafting unless you're sharp, right? And so
yeah, let's see, because in the past 5 days, Granson was going at 312, mostly undrafted because there's only 240 picks. So if his average is 312, that means he's pretty much never getting picked. But in the last 2 days, let's see how much that changes if I filter these down a little bit.
See, I don't have that stuff.
He's not even on the list now. That's hilarious. Well, either way, he was way down there. He's a risky upside swing. If in your home league, he's somebody you're probably not looking at. He's somebody that we're looking at in this setup because
of the tight end premium.
Right.
Well, and the thing is, like, just say that Smith, Otten, and Granson are all meh, but they get points, right? Just some point. We could just play the like teams that are weak against tight ends, like whatever team, because we have enough firepower everywhere else that we play all of our guys. We fill in all of our flex spots, right. And then we play whichever one of those threes has a team that sucks against tight ends, and like those are the starters. So the offense coordinator, if they're paying attention, will be like, these guys suck against tight ends. Let's get Granson out there, right? Hopefully. Right. I mean, that's what we're hoping for.
Right. Exactly. We'll see. I mean, he might just suck.
I mean, do you feel strongly about 5? I know we talked about it.
I mean, there was signs last year that he is maybe not worth picking, but there's also a possibility that it's upside. So with the last pick, I don't hate it. I mean,
But if 4 makes it back, I want him.
that's fine. I'm fine with that, considering
Yeah, consider
everything.
like where we are in the draft, right?
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that here, for
Actually,
sure.
you know what? Like we're going for upside. Oh, there he goes. Like I was gonna say Theo Johnson next.
I was high on him, not
Yeah.
just for the upside.
Yeah. So I like our top 3, but maybe not in that order. Let me rearrange these because those guys aren't gonna get picked. I don't think.
Yeah,
Like
the thing about the guy that was currently number 1, I mean, I don't know if you just moved him around, but he's still number 1 on my list, is we do have shares of him elsewhere, I think, for what
I
it's
don't. No, I don't think we do. I don't think we got him. I think you talked me out of him.
No, we definitely did.
Are you sure? Take a look.
Yeah, I'm looking at the one that you did, the Swift's tight end. We got him there, and then also we got him on the bye week.
Oh my goodness! Did I talk you into him twice?
Yeah, so we got 2 shares of him for what it's worth.
But what if
This
he's the dude? What if this is finally the year?
That's fine. I'm just saying, if we're gonna take him, we're not taking him before the 20th pick, is it, or before the very last pick, just because we already have done that. But if there's
Oh,
no
the
one else,
number 1 guy?
what's not the new number 1, the guy that's number 2 right now.
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, it'll go 1, 2, 3. I think.
Right. Okay, that's fine. Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, because three's
the
not
last
getting
guy, no one's tracking at all,
right.
and the other one, like, I don't know, man.
We're going deep in the bag of sleepers right now.
We are going into the bag of sleepers where not just they're like these guys at the end. You know, I'll take responsibility for them. That like I feel super strongly about them, but like if they end up being bombs or whatever, like I think 3 is more likely to be a bomb than 2.
I just
I think.
added a name to the list that I'm actually kind of surprised hasn't gone yet.
Oh, okay. Let me take a look.
But I don't know. I'm not saying I necessarily want to draft him, but he could be potential
Oh, shit.
insurance.
Yeah, I see that. He hasn't populated, but he's at the top of the board, right? Kind of. Oh, you know who else? Oh my gosh.
Adam.
Hold on a sec. What about that guy?
It hasn't updated for me, but give me a second. It'll be like magic.
No,
If you want, send it to me directly on Discord. Just that way we can make sure we're talking about the same people. Let's we gotta lock these last couple guys in. I feel we're only 4 picks away from having back to back, so hopefully 1 and 2, or hopefully 1's there for sure.
Yeah.
I'm cool with taking him, who you just said. Honestly, I'm gonna reorder these, and won't give me 1 second. And I feel like okay, and I'll send you this, just make sure. But I feel like this is the order we should go if they are all available.
Okay, you gotta. Ooh, no, I don't like that.
You don't like that?
No.
I know that you like number 4, who's on number 4, but like I said, we already got 2 shares there. You're right. Number 5, we don't have any shares of. Actually, we might have 1. We're on the clock, so it's go time.
Crap. Okay, you know what? Let's not do 2. Or we? We did 2. We have 2, right? Is what you
I
said?
feel like we should do 2.
You feel like we should do 2?
Yeah.
Because of like where we are, right?
Right.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
So
now the question really between those 2 guys is like one's upside. One has looked really good, but is more insurance.
I don't want to buy our own insurance.
That's understandable.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's better to buy someone else's insurance and shoot for the moon.
Handcuff
Like if our guy falls off, then we're screwed anyway. So like it's better, like we're hoping for the best case scenario instead of preparing for the worst, right? So 1. I'm good with 1, and then we'll pick one of the 3 or 4.
Okay, that's fine. I mean,
Yeah,
he's more talented. This is a former first round draft pick.
yeah, that
You
got
know,
traded to the Eagles.
they got traded to the Eagles,
He
so
still
that's
shows as Washington on the thing, which is funny.
right. So yeah, Dotson, Gesicki. I hate Gesicki, honestly, as a Dolphins fan. I don't think he's very good, but he's kind
This
of the
is
same thing.
here.
He's available and he's a red zone threat, and kind of the same thing I said about Johnny Smith. Like he's now in that age where tight ends, tend to take that leap if they do. A lot of times tight ends are late bloomers. I mean, I don't think Kelsey came on till 28, 29. Maybe it's more like 26, but still, tight ends tend to really come into their own around 28, and that's I think right where Gesicki is. So hopefully he can just prove me wrong because I have been hating on him the entire time that you bring him
Oh
up.
man,
I'm always out.
I've been drafting him like just hoping that he's gonna hit his profile, right? Because he's like one of those mythical Tyreek Hill types who's like top 199% or
Right.
whatever thing.
The
And
problem
like,
is he has no agility.
well,
That's
he does, but it's like sprinkled. Like he'll drop the ball twice and then he'll make this like insane leaping catch and then like
Oh, no, no, I
it's
said agility though, like, not
yeah,
ability. Yeah,
yeah.
because he's got straight line speed for days, but, like, getting in and out of his breaks, he's not very good at. So he
Well, maybe a new offense will
but
like
maybe a new offense will yeah.
yeah, so like it could be that he just was never unlocked, all right?
We can
So like
hope.
this is a new look for him and we he has the profile.
Yep,
He's in that age range. So like I feel like our four tight ends that we have so far, like one of them could be a thing.
right.
Uh
We got a couple guys with some upside, and we got a couple guys that have, and Otton and Granson, I say, are upsized guys, and then Johnny Smith and Gasecki are our late bloomer with guys that have, the physical tools to profile to be well, but maybe haven't ever reached that true potential. That's kind of those two guys. So hopefully one of the four gives us something useful for our tight end spot. Because again, we can't trade in this setup. That is kind of one of the interesting caveats. No
oh,
trades.
somebody picked P Ryan. P Ryan got cut, right?
You
He
did,
didn't
yeah. You got cut.
he didn't make the 53, so man.
But like I said, there was rumors that he was maybe signing with Dallas. I mean, there's been a couple of rumors around Dallas, so I don't know. Could be
I mean,
lots.
I've always picked him in the late rounds because of his beard.
Dude, I mean, he's a beast. I remember him and Joe Mixon were the same year freshmen at OU, and Mixon actually got suspended his entire freshman year for a whole incident off campus, whatever. And so, like, Mixon was the 5-star recruit that everyone was hyped about, and P. Ryan comes in as this like 3-star unheralded guy and just like wins over all the fans' hearts because he's just like running over guys, stiff arming them, true freshman, just tank. And I mean, he still holds the record, I believe, for most rushing yards in a single game for college football. So the dude, he knows how to run the ball, and he's hung around the league, I think, 7, 8 years at this point. So he's a vet. He'll
Yeah.
land somewhere, I would imagine.
You know what's hilarious is we have the most tight ends.
We do.
Yeah.
That is, yeah.
So I
Well, that's
think
kind
that
of part of our strategy because we talked about
yeah,
it going into it. Like we wanted to just punt on tight ends for this draft, and then come in heavy with those last rounds and take a bunch of shots on guys that hopefully can be like we're looking for like a tight end, somebody that's like back end of the top 12 tight ends. If he could be the 10th tight end a season end, one of these four guys, we're winning big time.
yeah,
So
because if we win the flex with the dudes we have, right? Like some of those, any one of those high end guys goes off and ends up being the guy, and like our tight end is getting us, serviceable like 7 to 8 points. And keep in mind it's 1.5 PPR. So like if any one of those four tight ends ends up being it's like 66% as good as the wide receivers up at the top, then we've killed it.
right,
And that's well within the realm of possibility, especially with Jonnu Smith where we got him. Grayson being a wild card. We know Otton's a floor dude, but
right,
that's okay. We kind of needed a floor dude, right? And then
right.
And then Gasecki is probably gonna frustrate the shit out of us again. Like he's probably gonna be the first one we drop, but that's okay.
Right.
I
There
mean, we've
goes
got
Dalvin Cook.
no one else has 4 tight ends, so yay.
At this point, guys that aren't on teams and haven't been on teams are getting drafted. Dalvin Cook, which I mean, there's the rumors about
Got
the
him.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Just worked out with we had him on our list. I think we do too because I think we do too.
okay,
Because like that's why I was counting tight ends. We already have 4,
right,
and so like if we need to like play waiver wires with that,
right.
we're never going to be in a situation where like we can't start a tight end with 4.
One's going undrafted, so it'll be there if we want.
Yeah, he'll be there. I don't think his like week 1 game is going to go off. So like actually we haven't drafted him yet, and I think that's just due to the fact that we found all this value at the end.
Okay, there
Like
goes my guy Jordan Whittington right there. That's who.
yeah, Noah Gray, we talked about him too, right?
Yeah.
That was what he got his own backup.
Handcuff.
So was down. He's got Noah Gray. So like he really only has 2 tight ends.
2 tight ends, right.
Two startable tight ends.
Right.
We'll call it that.
So we're coming up here on the close. We're going to get one last pick in, then we'll quickly show the team that we drafted, like, and just kind of rehash it real quick. But we don't want to drag it on too long. We're coming up on 2 hours on the stream. So thanks everyone who tuned in. Looks like a couple of people might have jumped off. No big deal. Understandable. We've been going at it for a while now. We still do have some people in the stream. So thanks for sticking it out with us. We appreciate it. And yeah, we're almost done here. Almost done.
Tyler Boyd was on.
He went to who did he go to? Because he was on the Bengals, but now he's on that's what I thought, Titans. I'm good there.
He was on one of my fantasy teams that won me the most amount of money when I was doing daily fantasy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, was back when it was like wide receiver 3 or whatever, and like sometimes he would just have those.
He had some nice games.
Yeah. He had one of those crazy games, and he's the reason that I ended up in the thing. Yeah, so we'll get one of our 2 guys. It looks like. I mean, and I'll explain why I think number 2 is who we get here, and I'll explain kind of why.
This is your guy. So the floor is all yours here in one pick. We're one pick away.
Yeah. Justin.
And we're on the clock. So let's go ahead and wrap this bad boy up right now.
Grab number 2.
Yep.
So that's our 5th running back. That he profiles as running back 3 in some places, running back 2 in some places. But with this whole kick return thing, man, if he ends up being running back 2, or if the running back 1 is broken and he's doing kick returns, we've seen him also work as a wide receiver. So like that's an upside running back play that's more than just a backup running back, right? So like in the late round to have somebody who could get you points in multiple situations, I think is a good idea.
Yes, sir. All right, so I'm gonna switch over here. It's already loaded up. So here is our team. You can see we've changed the name, as we already mentioned earlier in the stream, to Tanking Purple because we tanked those tight ends. So just quick recap: we went McCaffrey number 1, then Cup, A-Chain at the 2-3 turn. Then what? We went Josh Allen, Zay Flowers next time, Montgomery, Swift loaded up at our running backs there, and so on and so forth. You all were probably there with us, hopefully. But there is the team a little bit. We really like, I think, where we came with this. And here's the biggest thing. So our first round matchup here, let's see if we're projected to win. Oh, look at that. We were projected to win by 4. So
yeah, 4 points.
That's what we'd love to see right there. I mean, that's honestly a pretty big projection.
What was our grade?
Let me see 1 second. So I'm just comparing the projected points. 137. Oh, it's on the high end. We're on the high end. There's a couple here that are coming in 140, 144. That's pretty good. Yeah, let's go back. Let's see. Projections. Is this what I want to look at? No, that's projected points. Here, actually, I know where I need to
It's
go.
gonna hate that we only got one quarterback.
Yeah, so I have the premium Fantasy Pros deal, and they do a grade. Let me pull that up real quick and see if they can give us their grade and tell us how bad we did. Live draft assistant. Let's see. It might take it a second because since the draft just finished, I'm loading it now. Here we go. There we go. So I'll share this tab. It's got us at 88 out of 100 on this draft, which is actually, I think, our best score of the 3 drafts we've completed so far.
Yeah.
So here's the breakdown on this draft we just completed. It actually has us first. Look at that. We love to see it.
Wow. Hey.
Right. Number
Right.
1. It likes our starters. It likes our quarterbacks. It likes our running backs. We're a little low here. Obviously, we're last in tight ends. That's perfectly fine. But yeah, they like what we're doing here. We like it as well. So we got the top running back, top quarterback, number 3 projected running back. Oh, nice. So, anyways, we love that. Any other thoughts, 3Wolves? Anything? Wrapping up here.
Been fun as always. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm glad. Like I said, we've done a couple teams together, so this isn't our only entry to this, but I really like the way that we were able to differentiate ourselves with this one, with the punt and tight ends. All credit to you on there. That was your original strategy, and I think we collabed on it and found a way to really make it work. And the AI agrees, so you can't argue with AI.
All right. It's been fun.
All right. Yeah. Hey, Mega, I don't know if you're still around, but I don't think I can end this without you jumping back in here, brother.